Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and it is Beer 30. Cheers. Today's selection, is called Kilt Lifter, Scottish style amber ale from the Four Peaks Brewing Company. It says malty toasted love. That's what it says on it. 5% alcohol by volume. And I'm not trying to see here where. Oh, they're out of Tempe, Arizona. Kilt Lifter. I don't know what makes it Scottish style. I don't recall. I guess I've had a Scottish style ale before, but to me it looks like an amber. Smells and tastes like an amber ale to me too. I'm not sure what makes it Scottish or Scottish style, but there is a heavy malty aftertaste that hits you. It's not bad. It's just a little different. So maybe that's the Scottish style. So today's topic, I didn't really have a set topic until this morning. I have been playing in the meantime while New World is all the bugs are getting worked out there. I decided to take a break from that, and I went back to EverQuest 2. And you guys saw that I did a video where I showed the collector's edition for EverQuest 2 and all that, and I mentioned that, how much fun I was having, etc., etc. Then this morning happened. So this morning, and anybody that plays MMOs knows that you get occasional, every once a week or so, you get server downtime. It's to be expected. Maintenance, get it, no problem. And normally people will just wait, and then the servers come back up. You wait a little bit once the servers come back up, make sure everything is stable, and then you hop back on, which is what I did. So last night before I logged off, I was chugging right along with my new character, and I got to a point where I was like, okay, this is a good stopping point. Knowing that there was server maintenance and everything, and I'm like, I'll start up tomorrow after that. During server maintenance, my wife and I had to go to the store anyway, so I'm like, it's perfect, no problem. Go to the store, come back, jump back on. Servers had just come back up, so I said, okay, I'm going to wait a while. Waited another half hour or so, and then got on. Started right back where I left off, and made some good progress. In EverQuest 2, you have, like some other MMOs, you have what are called named mobs, which are generally tougher to defeat, but they generally drop better loot. Almost always, they drop better loot. And I was in a zone where there was a couple of named mobs where I had just gotten to the point where I was strong enough to take them on. And I defeated both of them in the zone. One of them dropped a belt, gear belt, that I should say adventure. So there's a differentiation in EverQuest 2. You have trade skill gear and you have adventuring gear. This was an adventuring gear belt. So it dropped this belt, and it was like, oh, that's awesome, because that's pretty rare. It usually doesn't drop that. It has a low drop rate. Awesome. It's better than what I was wearing. Upgraded the whole bit. Move over to another zone because I was starting to outlevel that zone. Moved over to another zone. Did some stuff there. Got some stuff accomplished there. And all of a sudden, the servers went down. And I mean, it just dropped. Screen went black. The whole bit. Go on to the forums. Yep, all the servers just went down. Don't know why. But it was a maintenance day, and that happens from time to time. That's why I usually wait to get back on. I had waited at least a half an hour. Everything seemed stable. Got back on. But servers go down, right? Okay, not a big deal. Happens. It was down for a couple hours probably. Get back on, and once the servers came back up, get back on, and there had been what we call a rollback. Now, anybody that plays MMOs can tell you a rollback basically is exactly as it sounds. They have to roll back. Something happened critically in the on the servers or whatever, to where they lost data. And so they have to roll you back, all the characters, whoever was playing at that time, they have to roll back to the last point that the data was stable or whatever. So log on, been rolled back. And you can tell that because your level, whatever level progress you were, I was almost level 19, and my progress bar went back to just about a quarter of the way into 19. I was almost at 19, so it had rolled back. Now here's where it gets shitty. So I immediately go to my items. The items that I had just gotten from the name mobs and all that, gone. Now, if it's a rollback, that just means, okay, you're going to have to go do that content again, and hopefully that shit drops again. Which, as we talked about with the belt, that would be a rare case. So I immediately go back to the other zone, and because the items were missing, and I had forgotten. I got those items when I was level 17. Level 18, those mobs are grayed out, or at least that one mob is grayed out, meaning it won't drop anything now. So when they rolled me back, they just rolled back the items. I lost all the items, some quest rewards too. I'm getting to that. Some quest rewards plus the item from that named mob. But they did not roll my progress back far enough to where I could reacquire, and they also didn't roll back the quests, because the quest that I had finished still showed finish, but they took the quest rewards. There's a thing called the Songweaver's belt, a different belt, for an Ode to Oak Mist, I think is the name of the quest. Go to the journal, Ode to Oak Mist, it's finished, it's completed, but the item's gone. So now I have effectively done the quest, according to the system. I have done the quest, no longer have the item, nor can I get the item now. I can't go back and redo the quest because it's showing completed. So they did not roll. So what they did is they rolled back to where you lose your items, but they don't roll you back. They don't roll your quest back or your level back to where you can. You just get fucked out of your items. That's all there is, and there's no way to get them again. You can't take the quests again, and you can't fight those that particular mob that's grayed out now. Well, you can, but it won't drop anything. So now here's the part where Greyhawk 4x4 gets pissed. I go onto the forums and I post about this, about the rollback, and that they rolled back items, but they didn't roll back progress to where you could go back and replay the content and get those items back. That's a major problem. Imagine, now my character is low level. Imagine being high level. Let's say you guys were fighting something and something epic drops. A mount, whatever. You can no longer get the mount because they didn't roll you back to where you can fight the mob again, or it shows that content has been completed. Say it was a quest, you can't do it again. You've effectively can't get that. Let's say it's a mount or whatever. You can't get it now, right? So my post on the forums was about how bad of an issue procedurally that is for the developers or whoever's doing the maintenance or whoever's doing the rollbacks, whatever, for them to do it that way. They've got to think about that stuff when they do this. They got to understand, even if you roll back people further, it's better than just rolling them back to where they lose items, but they can no longer acquire them, because you've effectively just killed their player experience. Your player experience is everything. in video games. And if you kill the player experience, because number one, you broke immersion, everything, by the whole thing, just because there is a rollback. I had momentum, I was, in the zone, whatever, however you want to put it. Okay, I get that. Shit happens, servers crash, I get all that. But then you cannot compound that by saying, oh, those were a couple cool items you had there. Yeah, you don't have those anymore, and you got no way to get them now. Nope. So there's some other things that I'm not sure mechanically, as far as like they have alternative advancement that they have what they call AA points in there. I don't know. You get AA points for the first time you kill a named mob. You get AA points. I don't know if those AA points got rolled back. And then again, I can't kill that named mob again. It won't give AA points when it's grayed out. So did I just permanently lose those AA points because they rolled it back and then I can't take on the mob again because they didn't roll back my level? They should have rolled me back to level 17 and rolled everything back accordingly to where that mob would be obtainable again to attack that mob, get the rewards, the whole bit, roll back the quests. Everything should be rolled back accordingly. So I posted all the problem with this on the forums, and there's always one person that wants to jump onto a forums and want to tell people that they're overreacting and to be patient, like they're the fucking forum police or some shit. Here's my message to anybody that does that. You don't get to moderate just because you're another person on the forums. That doesn't, unless you are a moderator or someone within the company or whatever responding for the company, you don't get to moderate the forums. You're not the forum police, okay? You can't take some kind of high and mighty standpoint and talk down to posters, people posting on the forums, just because you can't share that same experience that they just went through. You don't know their frustration level and everything else. Now, here was one of the points I made in my forum post was, I just subbed for 3 months because you get a break on the price if you sub for multiple. So one month is $15, but if you do it for 2, you get it cheaper. You do it for 3, you get it cheaper. I chose 3 months. I figured that's more than enough time, hopefully, for New World to get their shit straightened out. Then I could, if I feel like it, I could just cancel the EverQuest 2 and go back to New World, which doesn't have a subscription fee. But I figured 3 months is that it gets me through the holidays. And if New World is still, doing their thing, they can take their time and fix their problems. And I'm like, this is a good outlet for me when I'm not doing videos and I'm not doing chores around the house or whatever. Not getting ready for my campaign, not doing prep for my campaign. I can just jump into the game. But this experience today put a very sour taste in my mouth. And so I'm voicing that on the forums, and this chucklehead gets on there like he's gonna try and be the fucking the hall monitor at school or something and tell somebody I think he said something like just be patient, you don't need to be shouting in here, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm 55 years old. I don't need you telling me what I can and can't do unless you are a forum moderator and you say I broke some kind of guideline or whatever. Then mind your business, okay? If you don't want to respond to me, if you want to ignore me, put me on ignore, put me on block, whatever, do that. That's fine. But don't come in there like you're going to try and, like you're a school teacher scolding me. Kiss my ass. So that's where I got pissed, is that when there's money involved, when there's real money involved, where people pay, whether they paid for the game, but then they're paying for a subscription, there's a certain amount of latitude afforded to let people vent when they feel like their player experience has been less than ideal. And that's all I was doing, was saying, hey, because it wasn't just about mine. I had already gone on and created a ticket to get my problem fixed and everything. My posting was to say to the company, hey, this isn't the way this should be handled with rollbacks. And anybody else that maybe had the same problem, they could see it and go, okay, yeah, it wasn't just me, and this particular person has a point because they can't just roll back items and then not make it so you can't get them again. They got to roll you back far enough, totally, completely. It sucks, but at least they're not locking you out of rewards, because that's all we play games for, right? Is the rewards, the shiny thing at the end. If they take that away from you, what the fuck's the point, right? Um. Anyway, so that turned out to be my beer 30 topic today. I didn't have a whole lot else to talk about, other than my birthday yesterday was, we went to this cool place called Prohibition here in Salt Lake. It's a speakeasy, and it's a modern day speakeasy, and um, everybody in there is kind of in character. Like, the bartenders are in period costume, everything like that, and we went there for brunch, and that was a fun experience. So anyway, I hope you didn't mind that little rant there. But my point was, if you put out your hard-earned cash, they've already got 3 months of my money. They've significantly altered my player experience, and they'll probably make it right for my particular character. But what it does is it gives you apprehension. Now, what if it happens again? I got to go through this shit all over again. What if I had been playing for 8 hours that day or some shit, and then they have to roll you back 8 hours? You just lost 8 hours of your life. You got to start. You got to play that out, and that's a hard pill to swallow. You know. So then on top of that, to have some person want to try and be some wannabe moderator in a forums. If he didn't like my post, he could have just said, just blocked me, whatever. That's my whole point. Don't get on there and try and be all like you're some kind of, um, again, hall monitor or some shit. You know, that's just, that's bad form. Anyway, all right, guys. Let's see. I don't know what's next on the schedule here. Let's see. Today's Tuesday. I think tomorrow. Let's see here. What's on the schedule for tomorrow? Wednesdays is what? Thursday. Doing a live at 6 p.m. So, that is if nothing happens between then. If there's any kind of a serious escalation of this thing with EverQuest 2 and so forth, where I don't feel like I'm getting saturated and I want to get my money back, I tell them I want a refund for my 3 months. I will do it. I'll just do a special video like tomorrow or something about that. So anyway, guys, that's it, until tomorrow or the next day. We'll catch you on the flip side.